Bringing back Congresswoman Virginia Foxx. Congresswoman, President Trump's presence there today not only drew attention to the need, still the kind of yawning, gaping needs of that part of the state, but the stories of the people and what they endured and how they endure.
You can multiply that, Dagan, by thousands of people here in the mountains. And thank you. You promised a long time ago that you would not forget the mountains of North Carolina. And I thank you. And I thank President Trump. He also said he would not forget the mountains of North Carolina. And I think those people really touched his heart today. You could see how patient he was with them and listened to them and hugged them. They had sad stories. But we have that in my district, too. We were in the 11th district today, Chuck Edwards district. But we have those stories in my district, too. People still cannot get into their driveways washed out, homes lost. People still living in hotels. They don't want to be living in hotels. They want to be living in their own homes. And they just want to be made whole. And I agree with President Trump that FEMA has not done a good job at all. The Corps of Engineers, everybody's dragging their feet. We can't get straight answers out of people. So I'm very excited about President Trump and what he did here today.
Congresswoman, let's talk about that just a little bit more, because it sounds like the core of what he's talking about with FEMA, and he just signed an executive order to get a task force together to look at the issue. But it sounds like the core of what he's talking about is trying to send more authority and resources to the state level so that in these situations, it's North Carolina that takes the lead. How do you feel about that?
Oh, I feel very strongly about it because from what I've seen with the bureaucrats in FEMA is that they really don't add a lot to bear. In fact, we can't get straight answers out of them. I talked to a constituent this week who was told to call, kept on the phone for 15 minutes, answered questions, went to the next person, 15 minutes, same questions, went to the next person, 45 minutes, nobody came to the phone. That's the experiences that people are having here. And we just can't get straight answers. And the wasted money done by FEMA is just absolutely abhorrent. It makes my blood curdle to see how much money they waste on bureaucrats coming into the area when it's the local people, as those people said today, the local people who set up the relief shelters, and then the people from all over the country who bring in material for us. That's not coming from FEMA. That's coming from the good-hearted people of this country who want to help, and the good-hearted people who aren't harmed by Helene, who came together to help others.
And just to put an exclamation point on something, I know that the Trump family started visiting North Carolina, that part of North Carolina, very early on. Right. Ivanka Trump was in Hickory, North Carolina, on the same day that Governor Roy Cooper finally decided to call in active duty military. That was 6 days after that storm hit. So Ivanka Trump managed to make a visit with volunteers who were helping fly missions in their private helicopters and feed people, provide supplies. That's when the governor finally got around to calling in the active duty troops. It was really the lackluster, pathetic response by the opposing party was really just disgusting, my word.
It really was. And our legislature came together in the fall, just before they adjourned, and made sure that they changed rules, that they made it easier for the people to be able to get help. And we're still running into problems. You heard the president talk today about permitting problems. I've talked to the Corps of Engineers. They say there's no permits needed. But according to Franklin Graham, they're told they do need permits. I mean, the Samaritan's Purse can line up people to do work, and they have tried to line up people to do work, but then they get told by the Corps, no, you can't put a machine in the river. Franklin said to me today, we need to get the president to do more with the Corps of Engineers and the state and the counties to release the people to do the work that needs to be done.
Congresswoman Virginia Foxx, I pray for you daily, and I pray for the people of Western North Carolina.
Thank you.
And thank the Lord that President Trump is in the White House, because as a nation, I don't know where we would be. So, Congresswoman Virginia Foxx, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. We're so grateful to the Trumps, all of them.